Hello and welcome back to Fred's Foods. You know, it's kind of a gloomy day, and so I decided to make some homemade pizza so that way we have something to eat while we're watching the hockey game today. First of all, I'm going to put a little bit of flour over any surface. I use my countertop because it's a lot easier. Put that off to the side. Take my dough. You could use any dough that you like or prefer. I like the rolled dough for this particular recipe because it's square, it's easy to use, flat. Unroll it onto your countertop, or like I said, any surface. I like to get flour on both sides a little bit. It doesn't stick, and it's easier to roll out. Take my rolling pin, roll it out. Guess I like to do both sides. Like so. All right, that looks good enough. Well, I set up that to the side. Then I take my pan. I like to put some olive oil on the bottom of my pan, or any cooking oil that you decide to use. I put enough on there to coat the bottom of the pan. That looks about right. And then I'm just gonna let it roll around so it coats the whole bottom of my pan. Okay. Then I'll take my dough, put it into the pan like so, and kind of work it into the pan a little bit. You know, make it as even as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know what I mean? It's like so, just around the edges. I like to put the oil at the bottom of the pan because it gives it like that pan pizza effect, like a little bit of a crunch to it. You know what I mean? You don't have to use that. You can use like cooking spray or butter or anything you wish. I mean, I like to use some kind of cooking oil. Okay, that looks patted down pretty good. As you can see. All right. Then I'm going to take some melted butter that I already have pre-melted. I'm going to brush a little bit on the top, across here, just a light coating. Just so it's lightly coated. Okay, put that off to the side. And I'm going to take a little bit of Parmesan, grated Parmesan cheese, and put that a little bit across the top like this, like so. Just a little bit. All right, now I'm going to take this and place it in the oven. Preheated oven, 425 degrees, between 6 and 8 minutes, or until like a lightly golden brown. We'll check on it here in a few minutes, but that's what we're going to do next. Place it in the preheated oven and set our timer. I'm going to set it for about 8 minutes. And we'll be right back. Okay, our time's up. It's been about 8 minutes or so. Like I said, every oven's differently. So, okay, we're gonna take it out. See how nice and brown that is on the top a little bit? I like to pre-cook it to make it crispier because the toppings will cook quicker than the dough will. Set that down. I like to put a little garlic salt across the top. I like garlic. I like to implement garlic in everything, actually, if I can get away with it. Garlic's good for you. It's healthy. I don't know, it gives it that extra little bit of flavor. So just a pinch of garlic salt across the top. Then we're going to take our sauce. I'm using about 1 3/4 cups of your favorite pizza sauce. Take that and spread it across the top. Now you could use more or less. Some people like more, some like less. Everybody's got their own preference. Set that off to the side. Spread it around nice and evenly as much as you can. It smells good, I know that. Now you could use a larger pan if you want to. I use a smaller one because I like my crust a little bit thicker. If you want it a little bit thinner, you could use a larger pan. You know, one that's longer, or, you know, like I said, I like the crust a little bit more thicker. All right. That looks good. Put that off to the side here. And then we're going to start adding our toppings. You can put any toppings you want to on this. I personally, I don't know, I like the same kind of toppings I use all the time, and everyone I know that comes over, whenever watches a game, I kind of make it the same way everywhere. And these are the toppings that everybody seems to love. So we're going to start out with, of course, some cheese. I use the Italian blend, provolone, mozzarella. I like the blend together because it gives it that extra flavor. I'm using about 2 cups of cheese here. I like a lot of cheese. And just sprinkle it so across like this. And just kind of evenly spread it around like so. Okay, I'm gonna put this aside. I'm gonna save a little bit to sprinkle on the top after all the other ingredients are on there. So I'm gonna put this up to the side. Now I'm gonna put pepperoni. This is about 8 ounces of pepperoni. Like I said, give or take. Some people like a lot, some people like less. I'm going to put across it. I like a lot of pepperoni too. It adds to the flavor. And just put this all the way across and down. One thing I hate, like when you buy those frozen pizzas or pizza at the store, they always skimp on the pepperoni and the cheese. I feel it's like, oh, there's like 8 pieces of pepperoni in the middle of it. I'm like, oh, don't skip on the pepperoni. Okay, that's good for that. All right, so there's our pepperoni. Now I'm going to add, I use a tricolor pepper. Yellow, green, and red. Sweet peppers. I don't usually use green peppers because they're so strong and they overpower the taste of your pizza. Where I like the sweeter peppers. This is about 1 cup, steamed or blanched, or you can put them in the microwave so they're soft, and that way they go on your pizza and they're not crunchy when it comes out. So I'll just take those, spread them across the top like this, on top of your pepperoni, like so. You know, just try to do it evenly across as good as you can. That way, every bite you take of your piece of pizza has a little bit of flavor of everything. You know what I mean? You want to overpower it with one item. Like I said, I like to kind of spread it around like so. And there we have it. Then I like to take, about a half a cup of soft onions. So I like to use a sweet onion to give it that little bit of a flavor too. Now some people, not everybody likes onions. You don't have to use any of these toppings I'm using. Use whatever toppings you feel is good for you or your family or your guests. And then do the same thing. Gradually take the onion, go across, spread it across the top of your pizza. And so it looks like so. Make it nice and, isn't that colorful? It looks good already. It's not even cooked. Then I use mushrooms. This is about 8 ounces of mushrooms. I like to use the kind that are, you could use fresh. I like the kind that are already like from the can or whatever. I just think they're softer and they, I don't know, just for the pizza, just better, I feel. Same thing, spread those across the top. Doesn't that look good? Looks good already. Just kind of evenly spread everything across like so. And there you have that. And then I take, this is fresh grated, fresh shredded Parmesan. So I just take a little bit of that and put that across the top as well. I'd say about maybe 2 to 3 ounces of this, I don't know. Then I'll take the rest of our mozzarella and our Italian blend, mozzarella and provolone, and I just sprinkle that across the top. It kind of holds the other toppings together, like as the cheese melts, it'll hold the other toppings, the peppers, the mushrooms, the pepper, it kind of melts it and holds it all together. Plus, you can never have enough cheese. All right, then we're set with that. And we'll take it and put it back into our preheated oven at 425 degrees, for about 15 to 20 minutes or so. Now, doesn't that look delicious? And it's not even cooked yet. And we'll take that over, put that in our oven, set our timer for about 20 minutes, and we'll check it. We'll check it about 15 and see how it goes from there. And we'll be right back after this. Okay guys, how we doing? We're back. Oh, it's been about 15, 16 minutes. Every oven's different, so like I said, you know what I mean? You kind of keep an eye on it when it's close to being done. You want it like nice and brown. So I think we're about done. Wow. Oh, doesn't that look beautiful? Doesn't that look beautiful? See how it's nice and browned? That's exactly what we want, the effect we want. We'll bring it over here. Oh, here it's sizzle. That's why I like to use cooking oil on the bottom. It's sizzling, it's making like little bubbles underneath the bottom of your crust. I love it. I'm gonna take a little bit what's left over of our melted butter. I'm gonna go around the edges of the crust. Oh, hear that sizzle. Boy, that sounds delicious, don't it? Hear that sizzling? Mmm. I want to just dab around the edges. We're going to do a little Parmesan flavored crust. Hear that sizzling? I love that sound. Delicious. Okay. Now this is the grated Parmesan cheese. Just sprinkle that across the edges. of our crust that we just slightly buttered. Give ourselves that Parmesan crust flavor. Just go all the way around. A couple times. I love Parmesan cheese. I love cheese in general. Who doesn't, right? There we go, and put that off to the side. And there you have it, our finished product. Doesn't that look delicious? Yum, yum, yum. Now I like to let it cool for a few minutes before I actually cut it. Like I said, just so all the toppings kind of stay stationary for a little bit. So I'll let it cool for a few minutes and then we'll cut it. And we'll go from there. I'll show you what it looks like. This is the underneath. Can you see the underneath? How brown and crunchy that is. Hear that? See that crunchy? Nice and crunchy. That's what you want. That's why we preheat it. To get a quick jump start on our crust, to get it crunchy on the bottom. Because like I said, the crust will cook quicker, or the toppings will cook quicker than the actual crust will. So that's why I like to pre-bake the crust for, like I said earlier in the video. And we're back. Our pizza should be nice and cool now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off the pan and transfer it to my cutting board like this. Take the pan, put that off to the side. It makes it easier to cut. Doesn't that look delicious, folks? Doesn't that look amazing? So we're going to take it, cut it. Hear that crunch? That's what, like I said, again, I like using the cooking oil on the bottom. It gives that little bit of a crunch to it. Hear that crunch? See how, like I said earlier in the video, like the cheese, I put the cheese on. See how nothing's moving, the toppings are kind of staying stationary? Because that little extra cheese acts like an own little, kind of like glue. It holds all the toppings together. And then when you cut your pizza, it's not sliding around. See how they're staying pretty much stationary? They're not sliding around. Hear that crunch. Okay, and then we're going to cut this direction. Boy, this pizza smells amazing, folks. Oh. It even looks good. Colorful, tasty, crunchy. Okay. Get our spatula here. Plate. Look at that. Amazing. All these toppings. Oh, there's so many toppings. Delicious. See the steam. And there we have it. Please make a comment if you've tried my recipe or think about trying it, and please hit that like button, and then also share to all your friends so everybody can enjoy this delicious pizza. We'll see you next time.